You guys, it's the fall equinox. I am already super excited. I know it is currently hot. Like, it's currently hot. Like, it's still hot. My neighbors are out in the pool right now. I have the air conditioner on, so bear with me here. You're gonna hear a lot of sounds, a lot of background noise. Pretty much hot. It's still hot. I mean, it's Texas. It's not like the leaves change for us. The best leaves I'm gonna get are pretty much my new Bath and Body Works is as close as it's gonna get. And like fake leaves, I guess. But pretty much, it's the equinox. It doesn't feel like the equinox. Uh, yeah, it just doesn't feel like it. So I just wanted to take a second and hopefully introduce you to the channel just for today's episode at least. Obviously, it's gonna be equinox themed. I am very excited. I got a couple of things from Bath and Body Works just to sort of help with the creative atmosphere here in my apartment. I'm a person who, for some reason, in fall and winter, my creative spirit just kind of thrives. For some reason, I don't know if it's the cold or if it's just the change, but my creativity really tends to thrive here in the fall and then as well in the winter. And so I wanted to create a really creative atmosphere here in my apartment so that when I do get off of work, which is a corporate job, when I get off of work and I get off the bus or come home from the gym, I can come home and instead of just sitting myself down and pretty much just numbing out until bedtime, I can actually come in and want to create something and have the energy to create, whether it's cooking, painting, making jewelry again, or writing music. Whatever outlets I can explore creatively, I would like to be able to do again. I will definitely say I've been in a rut. It's difficult to get creative, especially after so many corporate jobs. And I mean, flat out, sometimes we just don't have the energy. You come home and you either just want to eat or you just want to zone out, or maybe you're anxious or you're tired, whether that's from depression or health issues, and you just can't. And then of course, sometimes we get to a point in adulthood where we almost forget how to create, as if we've just kind of disconnected so much from our childhood selves, all that joy and happiness, and we get to a point where you just kind of forget, how do I be creative? Do I schedule creativity? Do I like pencil it in at 5 o'clock, maybe 6, okay, 7 after the workout, after dinner? I don't think I'll be creative at all today. I think we kind of get to that point. Also, I think partially, as far as the millennial generation, we grew up not only being told that we should all go to college, but that we should try to seek out a practical career. And the problem with that was art and creative pursuits almost became just, I'm not sure, just became negative. As if you weren't going to be able to provide for yourself, you wouldn't be able to survive, it wasn't something you wanted to do to thrive in life. And the problem with that is it makes us neglect our creative souls. As human beings, I really do think we need to create things just as an outlet for stress, or just a general escape. I think we get to a point in adulthood where we literally either forget how to create or we just don't have the time. We're incredibly tired. Just different things are happening in life. That's why I'm actually really grateful to now be in an age where more and more people are able to live off of their creative pursuits. Not as if no one has before, but now it seems like more. Whether you're doing a YouTube channel, or I have a lot of musician friends who are literally living off of thriving, creating music and creating just a general atmosphere of art. And I think that's beautiful and I think that's great. And I just want those of us who are in those corporate positions and maybe even just in customer service, just those life draining jobs in general. Not that, not to get too into it, but the ones that drain your creativity or drain your general faith in humanity. I think those of us, we also need to make sure and take care of our creative selves, especially our childhood selves. So, for example, this might be TMI. I literally just got drunk last night and blew bubbles. I had my water lights on, I was looking at the ceiling, I was blowing bubbles. It was great. Not saying you need the alcohol to do the same, but it was just nice to do something that in my childhood was just kind of an everyday thing. It just sort of brought me back for a bit. And of course, it was definitely decompressing. It's definite stress relief. So I'm hoping with this channel, everyone will remember it's okay to pull out an adult coloring book at the end of a crazy day. It's perfectly fine to want to build a freaking Lego display. If you want to dress up for Halloween or you want to cosplay, these things are perfectly fine. And I think we all need to do it so that we can get back to feeling like kids again in general. We definitely need to be feeding our creative souls more often. And I think some of us, we just either don't get a chance to, or like I said, we get to a point in our lives where we forget how to create. I personally would hate to end up as an adult who looks back and sees people who are creating and sits there and doesn't understand. Like, why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Why would you do this? Or if you have children in the future and you just can't understand why they're running around and picturing imaginary friends, I think it would be awful to forget what it was like and forget what it's like to create. So I'm trying to feed myself while I can, and definitely pull myself out of my ruts. They happen quite often. Creative ruts happen quite often, and I think they happen quite often for everyone. I think it's time we all started pulling ourselves out of there and getting back to what makes us happy, so as long as it's not hurting anyone. And just create. Whether we're painting on this page, whether I'm cooking something, I've got plenty of antique cookbooks with a lot of interesting material. Whether it's creating makeup looks or a costume. You're literally just walking around in a costume in your apartment. I love that. That's great. I think we should do more of that, and I definitely want to bounce ideas off your heads, and I hope I can help give you ideas to pull yourselves out of any creative ruts you might be having in life in general as well. I'm hoping this channel will be about advice, like I said, cooking, makeup, costuming, decor, everything. I just want to help. Just want to help everyone kind of get back to creating if I can help it. And hopefully it'll inspire me some as well too, just to pull myself out of there. So for this first episode, or first block, I guess, I went to Big Lots and I went to Walmart, and I just got a bunch of floral sprays and everything like that. I'm gonna be going around my apartment and taking out my general boho shabby chic eclectic artwork. I've got different pieces staged here, specifically in the living room and kind of upstairs. I'm gonna be taking those out, and I will be bringing in my fall influences, including scents. I'm someone who thrives off of the scent of clove. Patchouli a little. You gotta be careful with patchouli. So jasmine is another scent that tends to help me get into a creative space in general. So it'll be a lot of incense. I've got a lot of clove. I've got my reds and my orange and my yellows, and I'm going to be placing them all over the apartment to kind of help me get into a creative mindset, especially when I come into the apartment after a crazy day at work, crazy commute. Like, this city is nuts. And I've gotten to a point where I just want to sit down. I don't want to do anything, don't want to talk to anyone. I want to zone out, zombie out, and to a point I don't even want to watch TV, which I think that's pretty rough. Like, that's like the lower level. But not being shady. But I just want to go ahead and get some fall influences in here. I'll probably be adding more and more pieces. Some of these are purchased, and then some of them will be things that I happen to have. I'm literally barefoot Contessa. I sometimes just happen to have weird things in my house. And then just kind of a general fall theme to help with my creativity during this active season. And I will say I don't really have Halloween decor. I don't really go for like a macabre theme. Not that I don't like Halloween, it's just I legitimately think I will forget that I have put props in my home. And then as I'm coming down my stairs at 3 a.m. in the morning for a glass of water and there's a skeleton in my corner, I will legitimately full on life alert fall down the stairs. Like, it's gonna be a whole thing. So I try to avoid macabre themed items in my home just because, like I said, I will forget. I'm getting up there. I'm getting old. And I tend to forget things, and I would hate to forget the props that I have placed in this apartment and just like lose it. It'd be pretty comical at the end of the day, but during, I'm sure, would be a nightmare. So I don't really have any Halloween themed items. They're mostly just fall decor, nice warm environment kind of items. I've got some glowing lights, things like that to just kind of brighten up the apartment and get my creative energy flowing. I'm hoping it'll give you ideas if you want to decorate, if you've never done it before, or you have and you're just looking for a change up. And then, of course, I also do have a tutorial on this current makeup look, wig included. Ain't even gonna lie to y'all. This general makeup look. And I will say all of my products are cruelty-free, and I am personally pescatarian, so being animal friendly is pretty important to me. So if you're worried about whether the products are cruelty free or anything like that, you usually don't have to worry. And yeah, I've got a really loud neighbor in the parking lot right now, so you might be hearing that. But I hope you'll come and join this channel. I hope I'll post. I'm gonna be asking you all to hold me to posting regularly. I'm my worst critic. So I tend to chicken out of things from my own anxiety. It happens a lot. So I will be holding myself accountable for this channel, and I hope you guys will hold me to, like, literally roast me if you need to. But I hope you'll get a kick out of it. I also became aware that I did that weird smacking thing that I really hate when YouTube people do that. That, like they're out of saliva. I'm so sorry. Anyway, my pet peeves are getting triggered, so I am going to go ahead and say goodbye and say happy fall equinox. I hope it's a joyful one. I hope it's actually fall wherever you live, because this sucks. It's hot. Like I said, like 10 times. It's hot. There are kids in the pool right now. Happy fall equinox. My song recommendation of the day is, of course, Meet Me at the Equinox by Death Cab for Cutie. I mean, what else would I recommend for the fall equinox? But that is my song recommendation of the day. And as usual, I'd like to ask, have you fed your creative soul today?